So today I'm going to be going over 10 things that I love about the Mavic 2 Zoom, so stay tuned. Okay, so today's video we're going to be going over 10 things that I just love about the Mavic 2 Zoom. So I guess we'll just go ahead and get right into it. Number one, I love the dolly zoom effect. I know you can do the dolly zoom effect with any drone, but the post-production time takes forever, and in my line of business, time is money, and this does it for you. So why not just hit one button and have it do the dolly zoom effect for you? It saves so much time post-production. Number two, I love the improved gimbal. So if you see that, it's a much beefier gimbal. It can handle a lot more. Like the Mavic 1, the gimbal almost felt like a toy. Number three, I love how it does a time lapse for you. Now, you can do this with the other drones, or any drone really, where you set it to every 2 seconds it takes a picture, and then it goes real slow, takes a second, takes a picture every 2 seconds, goes slow, takes a picture, takes a picture. Then you got to take this, put the pictures in the Lightroom, you've got to color grade the pictures, then after color grading the pictures, you got to put them into After Effects, and then after After Effects, you have to turn them into a video, and after the video, you got to put them into your video process, editing program, then you make the final video. So all that for a 30-second clip. It's a pain in the butt. This, again, does it for you with the press of a button. So that is amazing, the time-lapse feature on this. I love how the propellers make this quieter. Now, I know it's still going to be, you can still hear it when you're flying it at full speed. You can still hear it when it's hovering. But if you compare the two, this compared to the Mavic Pro, this is substantially quieter. I know it's only a few decibels, but when you get to the higher range decibels for sound, it actually takes a lot more sound to get from, let's say, 60 to 61 decibels than it would be to get from 1 to 2 decibels. That's just the principle that it works. So being, I think it's 4 decibels lower, that's actually substantially quieter in term of sound. So boom. Number 5, I love how this has 360-degree obstacle avoidance. Let's go ahead and fold these out for you real quick. Now you can see we've got sensors back here, we've got sensors here, we've got sensors here, we've got sensors here, and then we have sensors, I believe they're on the side here, or they're here and here. Now this makes it great because a lot of the footage that I love to get, it's not when the drone's flying forward, it's when the drone's flying backwards. It gives that effect where like you're over a big city and then you're going backwards and just revealing stuff as it's going backwards real slowly. But if you don't have obstacle avoidance in the rear, you have the potential of hitting something. You have the potential of running into a tree, running into a bridge. So that really makes it a lot easier, and it gives you a peace of mind when you're doing some of the more complicated cinematic effects with the drone. Number 6, I love the increased speed. I've got this bad boy up to 47 miles an hour, and that's in sport mode obviously, but there's just something about flying something in the sky at that speed when it flies over you. It brings out like this childish, I don't know, like it makes you feel like a kid again. And I know the Mavic 1 went around 40 miles an hour, but the extra 5 miles an hour, it's really cool. Like it can get up and go. So, and that's just forward, backwards, and sideways, up, down. It flies in sport mode. So I love that feature about it. Number 7, or 7, depending how this works, but the increased battery life. This thing lasts 31 minutes now. So again, I have got 3 batteries, so that gives me over an hour and a half of flight time, which is great. I know it still doesn't seem like a lot, but when you're flying this thing around, 30 minutes it's quite some time, especially with the memory card you have, depending on what kind of footage you're taking. You might not even get 30 minutes of actual record time on your memory card. So that's a great thing that I love, is just the increased battery time. Number 8, I love how when you land this thing, when it's a little bit lower light out, like if you're flying at dusk, if you see right here, there's LED lights. It actually lights up the ground so you get a more accurate landing, and that can really help at night. If you've ever tried landing your drone at night, you almost have to manually do it. I tend to manually land my drone anyway, but this has 2 lights that come on. Kind of looks like a UFO coming down, and when it's landing, it's really cool. I'm going to try to get that on video for you guys as well. Number 9, it actually flies more sturdy, if that makes any sense. Like compared to the Mavic 1, this it has a better feel with the controller. it's almost more responsive, more agile. It knows what you're doing. It's just, you'll have to actually fly this and fly the Mavic Pro to just know what I'm talking about, but just trust me, this thing is a lot smoother flight when it's in the air. And number 10, the improved controller. Now I know what you're thinking. The controller is exactly the same as the original Mavic. You're right, except for one thing. You can take the joysticks and screw them on, okay? So that's screwed. So what that lets you do, it lets you store the controller in more spots in your bag. It's just more versatile for the controller. But before, if you wanted to put the controller somewhere, you had to literally work around this profile. Now you can take this off. It takes about ½ an inch off of that, which in the drone game, ½ an inch is a lot. And here's a bonus for you. Number 11. I love how the drone, they upped it from 64 gigs of RAM to 128 gigs. So you can put 128 micro SD card in that bad boy, and it doubles the film time, which is great. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, there's gonna be a lot more drone videos coming out on this channel. So make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification so you know when they come out. And as always, 614 Live. Peace, and you're welcome.